was a waste of time. Effing intro, I'm angry. Now, I want to start this off by saying, I do enjoy The Boys in its entirety. I think season 1 through 3 is still a very enjoyable watch, and I would still recommend it to a lot of people who have not seen this show. I sadly cannot say the same about the comic. Because of how disappointing this season has been, a lot of people are trying to do revisionist history on the comic, saying that the finale of the comic was actually better than the adaptation. And that simply isn't true. The entire comic ending is that the main villain of the entire series was fake, with little to no build-up, mind you. And all the other soups that attacked the White House get no diffed by the US Army, as well as the main climactic fight taking place off screen. If the show adapted this one-to-one, y'all would be just as mad. The comic didn't do it better. Stop the LARPing. I read the comic both off camera and watched it on Prime. Made this a good show was nothing short of a miracle. Like, who's the person who made the comic? Garth Ennis? You need to be psychologically evaluated. The amount of times he would cook up straight bullshit and just throw it on the page is actually insane. Like, I could only take my complaints for the show so far when I know this piece of garbage exists. Like, I was really reading through this comic disgusted. Why is Butcher punishing other soups by letting his dog crack them in the ass? What?
I'm out. You think I'm about to? I'm not watching this. Look!
Like, what type of drugs are you on to have the heroes of the story do something like this? Twice! Why am I seeing this twice? I don't even know how this comic came off shelves, bro. But anyways, season 5. Now, The Boys TV show, I feel like, was very solid television for about 3 entire seasons. But once we got to season 4, I feel like the show kind of became what it made fun of. A series that at this point doesn't even have that much more to say, that's getting milked for all that it's worth. Like, season 5 has multiple random characters and purposefully underdeveloped plots in order to promote and set up their new shows. This is stuff that Vought would do in the show and they'd point and laugh at it. And they're doing it here by dragging this show out exactly how Vought would. And I personally felt like, due to the enormous chasm of power between the heroes and the villains, this is not a show that can drag for too long without it feeling unrealistic after a while. There's already scenes that are kind of written so poorly it completely takes you out of the show. A really popular one is the tunnel scene. There is no way anyone should have survived that. And the one that really pissed me off was the one in season 4 with Huey in the pipes. You have homicidal, unhinged Homelander chasing you down, and you as a human somehow survived. That is some bullshit. And I feel like that problem still exists in season 5. Like, I don't know about you guys, but I personally hate that Butcher just permanently has powers. It literally invalidates all the tension that the soups bring into every single scene. Like, we are really at a point in the story where they could just run up on soups and fight on sight and win their battle with relative ease. All the plotting that they had to do in the first few seasons are completely gone. And even when they got the temporary V, they had to be smart with how they used it. It was temporary. Like, now, every time I see a soup in the show, I'm just halfway falling asleep. Like, one of the only ones that was still threatening was Homelander, and even he fumbles the bag. Homelander's writing always pissed me off because it's been in a constant circle for the last 3 seasons at this point. We spent around 90% of this season seeing small cracks at his sanity, with him doing some pretty unhinged things, whether it was the speech, him killing all the scientists, or him telling a random girl to jump. And they've been hyping up this legendary crash out by Homelander, only for him to do absolutely nothing. Like, I thought the season 3 finale was to show us that he could do stuff crazy in public and not catch scrutiny for it. So I don't know why, after all this time, we are still playing this if he won't he game. And the crash out that he does have was the weakest shit ever. Niggas was out here talking about some scorched earth. All we got was a scorched Oval Office. The entire season gasses up this super-powered Compound V, and the already overpowered Homelander takes himself a dosage. He should literally be a god. So why am I watching the finale, seeing super-powered Homelander getting blocked by Ryan like he's LeBron James, and they're all still able to put up a fight? I'm just watching this like, bro, are you serious, my nigga? You built up, oh my god, Homelander's about to snap for 5 straight seasons, and literally all we get is a 7-minute fight scene. Bro, nobody want this shit. The whole finale just blew me, bro. Whole father dies in literally 4 freaking seconds. And the Deep, man, don't even get me started on this dork. The Deep's ending, I feel like, was really underwhelming too. I thought they were gonna do something similar to Reek from Game of Thrones. It would have required a lot more time, but I don't know, something else. But no, you know what you get? Another anal joke. Now laugh. Laugh! Like, this whole season really just felt rushed too. I don't know why we are on the second to last episode and we're spending time on 2 random cat and dog niggas. The finale had a lot of stuff that could have worked. Like I just said, the Deep could have had a really good character arc if they actually decided to give anyone the time of day. But they just decide to waste everybody's time with Soulja Boy, make an entire separate show just to waste the characters, and spend the majority of the season doing absolutely nothing. I swear they just went into the booth and they're talking about some, I just made some bullshit. Shut up, nigga. Another thing that also bothers me is now I feel like we got to a point where this series honestly just feels like shock value slop. Now I know some people might have this complaint for like ever with The Boys, how it's kind of just vulgar for no reason. And I personally think it wasn't that bad for the first few seasons, but these last 2 especially, you could really feel that they was doing a lot of the stuff just for you to be shocked at what they're doing. Like, why do we have a Drewski built nigga who gained all of his size by gooning? Like, come on, bro. What? Ain't nobody want to see that shit. Does the character that shows up for a 40-second fight scene have to fight with his ball sack? No. Like, I feel like a lot of the graphicness kind of just got to a point, or I just got bored of it. Like, I'm sorry, but I could only be shocked by seeing horny adults have sex in weird ways so many times. Like, we're humans, bro. We reproduce. That's literally in our DNA. I'm not watching this with my jaw dropped like we're 12. Now, there is a lot of things about this season that still piss me off. I absolutely hated how some very important stuff kind of just got brushed to the side. A-Train got killed way too early. He just got redeemed, and he dies in the first episode. The conflict over the Flight 37 footage literally gave one of the best moments out of Homelander throughout the entire series. And the fact that we didn't even get 30 seconds into the season and it was already written off, I feel like is insane. This was gassed up for seasons on end. You cannot just write this off as AI, dog. Speaking of AI, I don't know about y'all, I hated how Kimiko was talking in this season. Her already talking in full English sentences is jarring, but for her to finally be able to speak and she's talking like a ChatGPT scripted Deadpool character was pissing me off the entire season.
How? Fucking speech therapy and fucking therapy and so much fucking TikTok.
Like, I'm just watching Kimiko scenes like,
What the f does that mean, Kobe Bryant?
You're welcome.
What the f is he talking about?
Like, overall, this season I think was pretty terrible. I would put it slightly above Stranger Things. I was more entertained with this one as opposed to that season, but it is literally just trash versus garbage.